Hello, thank you for joining us today. This weekend, we're going to start a new series called What Happy Couples Know. And for those of us who are married, it's going to be a great series about trying to unpack what happy couples know and what can make for a good, healthy marriage. But even if you're not married, if you're thinking about getting married, if you're planning on getting married, maybe you're planning on getting married in 2020 and that got pushed to 2021, it'll be a great series. And really, it'll have a lot of truths for all of us because really the same principles that apply to a good marriage apply to any relationship in which we find ourselves. And this weekend, we'll be unpacking this idea that into all of our relationships, into our marriages, we bring our hopes, we bring our dreams, and we bring our desires. And sometimes those hopes, those dreams, and desires can become a point of contention in our marriages. And so this morning, we're going to actually look at a marriage in the Bible that has some contention in it. So let's look at Genesis chapter 27. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his older son, and said to him, "My son." "Here I am," he answered. Isaac said, "I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death. Now then, get your equipment, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat so that I may give you my blessing before I die." Now Rebekah, who was Isaac's wife, was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. When Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, 'Bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food to eat so that I may give you my blessing in the presence of the Lord before I die. Now my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats so I can prepare some tasty food for your father, just the way he likes it. Then take it for your father to eat so that he may give you his blessing before he dies.' Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, 'But my brother Esau is a hairy man while I have smooth skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing.' His mother said to him, 'My son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say and go get them for me.'" Now, every time I worry that I might be causing dysfunction in the life of my family, I'm encouraged to look at the Bible because there are a bunch of dysfunctional families in the Bible and God continues to use them. Now, Isaac and Rebekah, they were a man and wife, and they had twin sons, Jacob and Esau. And Jacob was kind of like this outdoorsy guy, and Isaac loved Esau. Esau was Isaac's favorite. And Rebekah, she loved Jacob. Jacob was her favorite. Jacob kind of like hung out inside the tents and hung out around the kitchen. So they each had a favorite child. And in this story, we see this favoritism playing out. Rebekah hatches this plot, hatches this scheme in order to get her favorite son to trick her husband, to trick Jacob's dad to get the older son's blessing. And Rebekah was much more concerned with her hopes, her dreams, and her desires for her favorite child than she was for being honest to her husband, than she was even doing the right thing. And hopefully, we've never had our hopes, our dreams, or our desires lead us to act in a way like Rebekah, but there's a good chance in our relationships and our marriages that our hopes, our dreams, our desires, they often lead us to some selfish behavior. I remember before we had to put our little dog down last year. Every night we had to take Elfie out potty. And every night I would sit there on the couch and just hope that Alicia would be the one to take Elfie out, that she would make the first move, because then I could just sit there on the couch because I had this hope, I had this dream, I had this desire to sit on the couch and not have to go out and take my dog potty. And even that little situation, there was an opportunity to set my hopes, my dreams, my desires aside in order to seek the good of my wife. Because Alicia didn't want to take Elfie out either, but I would often hope and dream and desire that she would do it so I wouldn't have to. And that's just one little example, but it's the little acts in life like that that sort of set our attitude, that sort of define our relationships. Because in every relationship, we have hopes, we have dreams, we have desires. And if we're so focused on our hopes, on our dreams, on our desires, then that keeps us from seeing the needs of somebody else. And that's no way to have a healthy marriage. That's no way to have a healthy friendship. That's no way to have a healthy relationship with roommates or coworkers. That is no way to have a healthy relationship. So in life, we should be striving to say, yes, we all have hopes, we all have dreams, we all have desires. But is there a way that we can see past our hopes, our dreams, our desires to meet the needs of another person before we meet our own needs? Is there a way that we can do that? So even this week, today, what's one small hope? What's one small dream? What's one small desire? Maybe it's taking out the trash, doing the dishes, changing a dirty diaper, whatever. What is one small, like cleaning the kitchen at work? Like one small hope, one small dream, one small desire. You're like, I don't want to do that. But I can see past that and meet the need of somebody else. What's one way you can do that this week? Because if we live a life of placing others before our own hopes, dreams, and desires in the little things, then it'll be a lot easier to do it in the big things as well. Thank you so much for joining us today.